From the Amazon to the Arctic, the Serengeti to your backyard, animals are chatting, gossiping, and yelling at one another. And for the most part, we have no idea what they're saying. But maybe that's not their fault. Maybe it's ours. For most of human history, we haven't had the tools to understand the full range of signals animals use to communicate. We did not know how to look beyond just what we could see or hear with our own senses. But now, new technology is helping us tune in to the animal kingdom's secret chatter. And once we start listening, we discover a world that is much more complex, beautiful, and interconnected than we ever imagined. Let's face it, we all have a lot to say. Just think of all the things you communicate in a typical day, warning others of danger, sharing food, even flirting with potential mates. These are all things that humans do and have done for hundreds of thousands of years. And it turns out, we're not alone in this. Almost every animal communicates. It's just that. Most of the time we do, I realize they re-talking because they are using words. Take a honeybee's waggle dance! When a bee returns to the hive after finding a good source of pollen, it communicates the location of that pollen to its nestmates by performing a figure-8 pattern, which indicates the direction of the flower patch relative to the sun. Meanwhile, the duration of the waggle run tells the other bees how far away the flowers are. This is pretty sophisticated stuff. But we only started understanding it in the 1940s. Before then, we just saw bees doing a little dance, and we didn't know what it meant. Even animals that don't use dances or gestures have a lot to say. A male bullfrog's croaking is actually a claim of ownership. He's saying, "These are my pawns. These are my females." In reality, frogs and toads can distinguish between each other S-calls. And they form mental maps of the pond based on who S-calling where. But for most of human history, all we heard was ribbit, just like we never imagined. There were entire conversations happening in the air around us. To really understand how animals communicate, we have to tune into their visual vocabularies. Many animals have mastered the art of body language. Male peacocks spread their extravagant tails to attract mates, while females look for the brightest, most energetic display they can find. Meanwhile, a dog wags its tail to show excitement, but wags it faster and lower to the ground when it's anxious. Even great apes have their own gestures. Chimpanzees, for example, extend their hands in a peace sign to show submission and cover their mouths with both hands when they want to keep something to themselves. But animals aren't just reading body language. They're also sending signals through invisible chemical cues. Ants, for example, leave behind pheromone, scent trails leading to new food sources. Moths release chemicals into the air that can either attract mates or warn them of danger. And many animals, including dogs, cats, mice, and elephants, have unique scents that they use to mark their territory. Some animals use bioluminescence and color change to communicate. In the darkest depths of the ocean, an anglerfish's glowing lure dangles just above its mouth like a neon light in the abyss. And chameleons change colors, not just to blend into their surroundings, but also to attract mates and communicate their readiness to reproduce. And then there's sound. From the ultrasonic whispers of bats to the infrasound rumblings of elephants, the acoustic world is filled with animal chatter. Bats use echolocation to navigate and communicate in the dark, and dolphins use sonar to find prey and identify each other. Elephants converse with each other across vast distances using infrasound, rumbles that are too low for humans to hear. And birds use songs to attract mates, defend their turf, and warn others of danger. Bird songs are so complex that some scientists believe they may have evolved from human language. Birds living in noisy environments even develop their own dialects so they can be understood. But animals aren't limited to just sounds, smells, colors, and gestures. Some animals can sense electric fields and use them to communicate. Sharks, for example, can detect the weak electric signals given off by prey. In murky water, they rely on the sense to find food. And they may also use it to communicate with each other. And finally, there's vibrational vistas. Animals like kangaroo rats thump their feet on the ground to warn each other of predators lurking nearby. Meanwhile, spiders use their webs as telegraphs, creating intricate patterns of vibrations to signal danger or send messages to potential mates. Now, Thanks to new technology, we're beginning to decode these vibrational vistas. Sounds, colors, scents, and gestures. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are helping us listen to the songs of whales and primates in real time and make sense of the calls they produce. And by using these tools, scientists hope to help save endangered species by eavesdropping on their conversations. Learning to understand the secret chatter of the animal world is changing the way we interact with our planet and its inhabitants. It's helping us find common ground with creatures we once thought were radically different from us. And in doing so, it's teaching us as much about ourselves as about them.